Hello and welcome. This is Kelli Richards, CEO of the All Access Group and host of All Access Radio. Tonight's guest is Alan Cohen. Alan is a respected keynoter and seminar leader for professional meetings in the fields of personal growth, inspiration, holistic health, human relations, and achievement of work-life balance. He's also the author of 24 and counting popular inspirational books and CDs, including the best-selling The Dragon Doesn't Live Here Anymore, the award-winning A Deep Breath of Life, and the classic Are You As Happy as Your Dog? He's a contributing writer for the New York Times #1 best-selling series Chicken Soup for the Soul. His work has been featured on Oprah.com and in USA Today and the Washington Post. Welcome, Alan.
Hi, Kelly. It's my pleasure to be with you.
You're one of the most prolific and sought-after authors in the fields of success and work-life balance transformation. Talk about your work as an author for a few minutes. Which book do you find that your readers return to again and again, if there is one, and what book are you working on now?
Well, there's probably three of them. The Dragon Doesn't Live Here Anymore was the first one, and that was 30 years ago, and to this day I receive emails and phone calls from people who say that it supported them to change their life in a huge way. A watershed book for me was I Had It All the Time, and this came in the mid-'90s when I realized that I'd been on the personal growth path for many, many years, and I'd studied with a zillion people, and if I didn't have it by now, I was probably never going to get it. So I decided to take my power back from sort of worshiping people outside me and look inside for vision and passion and answers. And so that was kind of a Take Your Power Back book. And then the other one that people really like a lot is called Why Your Life Sucks and What You Can Do About It.
I love that one myself, yes.
Kind of written in the vernacular for anybody, and it's all about telling the truth about what's working in your life and what's not, and shifting the focus from, what sucks to what can really work. So those are the three most popular ones. And I just submitted a new book to Hay House yesterday, and it's called Enough Already, The Power of Radical Contentment. And the idea is that I'm inviting people to claim contentment and wholeness right where they stand, rather than waiting for something else to happen and make them whole. So it's kind of an odd take on happiness, but I think it's odd enough that it'll really shift a lot of people.
I think it's almost a call to arms. It's like a new lifestyle.
Well, in the book I say that claiming contentment is almost heretical, because if you were to say, somebody asks you how you doing, you say, I'm happy, they'll look you in the eye and say, you're still living in the 60s, or you're taking too many self-help workshops. And so it really takes a lot of guts to say, I choose to be happy now, even before I have fulfilled all the requirements that the world sets for me.
Yeah, it's just so true. And one of the things I think, there are so many tools that can help people embrace happiness on a daily basis. One of the things I love is that you've also got a couple of really powerful CDs that you've done that allow you to sort of ground and meditate in the morning before you start your day, or before you wind down in the evening, or both. And one of them is called Living from the Heart. The other one's called Journey to the Center of the Heart. And they're both phenomenal. I keep them close at all times, and I myself use them on a regular basis.
Thank you. Yeah, people always ask me, what can I do to stay centered? What can I do to stay connected to my higher power? What can I do to really fulfill my mission as a unique individual? And I say it's really helpful to do something every day that connects you with your inner spirit, whether it's meditation or prayer or journaling or jogging or music or yoga or, Tai Chi or anything. But those minutes or hours each day when you can actually line up with your happiness will provide you with so much peace and success that it'll absolutely spill into your profession. There's direct relation between inner fulfillment and success in the outer world.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. So, Alan, Barbara Marx Hubbard, who's a colleague of yours, the author of The Hunger of Eve, recently said that you offer your readers the courage to release all fear to move forward to the next stage of human evolution. Certainly high praise. So again, this is a chance, if you would, to expand a bit for our listeners about releasing fear. What kind of day-to-day practice is involved in allowing a fearless life into one's heart? And what I mean to say by that is, how invested do you think we are in staying afraid, and what does it take to consciously change that investment on any random day?
Well, that's the best question I've ever heard. Thank you for asking. And let's see if we can shed some light on it. We're living at a time when everything is amped up and the contrast is very intense, it seems to me like the light is getting lighter and the dark is getting darker. That which is beautiful is getting more radiant, and that which is weird is getting weirder. So it's if you watch the news only and you absorb yourself in the media, at least a large part of the media, you will get sucked into a vortex of fear because, let's face it, most of the news preys on fear, preys on sensationalism and rapes and murders and wars and economic disasters, and if that's what you give most of your attention to, you're going to be a crispy critter. So it's really important to do something every day and have some way of shifting from fear to trust. Now, one of the things I do is if I start to get afraid, and I do, as we all do, I ask myself, in this particular situation, whether it's a money issue or a relationship issue or a health issue, I say, if I were not afraid, how would I be reacting to this differently? And even if I can just wrap my consciousness, even for a moment, around somebody I know who would handle this masterfully, or somebody I know who's peaceful no matter what, that moment of vision of how I might approach this from a fearless angle actually gives me entree to a whole realm of courage and trust. And if I can bring myself to act from that place, then it really works. And so each of us has our own method, but that's the one that works for me.
I love it. Well said.
When I do that, then my life is worth everything.
No, again, just beautifully said. So I want to thank you for your generosity and joining me today and having a little time with our listeners.
Well, you're doing great stuff, Kelly. I really, really respect and admire the population reaching. I think you're the perfect person to do this. So carry on and infinite success to you, dear.